Listener discretion is advised. 3, 1, go! Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline, coast to coast.
Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Long day today.
How was your flight?
Flight was fine. I was in New York this morning, had a little meeting this morning, and had to take a later flight. So I got back in about 8 o'clock tonight.
Nice.
All good. All right. Drew.
Yeah.
Did I give the board-certified physician addiction medicine specialist thing out?
Now you have.
All right. Then that's done. And what is it, June? What's the date today? June 5th?
4th.
4th? Yeah, you know what that means.
It's June 4th. Yeah.
Halloween is just around the corner. Just around the corner. It's not too early to start stocking up on candy and decorating the house. And because of that,
Right.
we have vampires as our guests tonight. Female vampires, which are still called vampires, right?
Vampirous.
Vampires?
You call me whatever you want as long as you call me.
Really? I mean, is it like people say a comedian or a female comedian?
Monsieur or
Is it
Mrs.
that kind of thing?
No, it's vampirous.
Vampirous. All right.
Vampiresses.
That would be the two of us.
No, you don't really know, do you?
Yes.
All right. How do you spell that? I'm going to write that down.
Oh, Vampiress.
Okay, vampirous. No, there's not 4 S's.
That's how I spell
Well,
it.
listen, you're a creature of the night. You don't need to worry about phonics. That's
She
the way
gets
I
to come
was
out
in
during
high
the
school.
day, too.
Gentry is
Yes.
here, and so is Dida, and they're both vampiresses.
From OLA, Our Lady of Angels.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you for having us.
yeah, our pleasure. So we're going to scrape your brain a little bit and figure out what went wrong, from a childhood standpoint.
Perfect. That's exactly why we're here.
And I want to learn about this whole vampire lifestyle because I think I could get into it.
Could you? Oh,
Yeah.
sleeping during the day?
Yeah, the
You're halfway there.
sleeping during the day part I'm into. I'm really into
Staying out of
that.
the sun.
And staying out of the sun and
Hypnotizing people with your eyes.
that's right. And not
Having a woman have one sexual experience with you that turns you into an immortal goddess for the rest of her life.
is that what happens?
Could you deal with that?
That seems like a tall order. I can't even get them to fake an orgasm.
That's why you aren't into vampirism, darling.
So what's the difference between vampirism and witchcraft, let's say? Is it just the blood?
Witchcraft is a way of life, and vampirism is a sex act.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
it's not a way of life?
No, I think that if you're dealing with witchcraft,
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, hell, at this point, the Catholic Church deals with witchcraft because they have, in my opinion, enough ritual
Right. No,
to
I'm with
warrant
you.
kind of a witchy situation.
Yeah, it's if you break it down act by act, it's most religions would
Incense.
rival most of these sort of cultish like religions as well. They're pretty effed up themselves. I'm an atheist, so say what you want.
Okay.
Do what you need to.
I hate God for you.
Thank you.
You
Thank
atheist, you.
And Drew's half Jew, so he doesn't care. He just wants his paycheck.
Yeah, but
Wants
which
to get the
side,
hell
mom
outta
or
here.
dad? It's got to be mom if you're really half Jew. So
All right. I think they're both half, so now he's really screwed. But here's the point.
you're just Jew when
What-
you're being.
What do you guys do? I mean, what's a vampire
Are you speaking
sex
to me?
act? Yeah.
Okay, well, now, Gentry feels a different way about it than I do, but I do believe that vampirism is a way of life, as a daily way of life.
Mhm.
And coming from that way of life, which has been my practically entire life, it's kind of like making your own world.
Right.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
You'll do what you want to do. And the eroticism of the sexuality
Yeah.
of it's all based on sex to me.
Do you
know,
So
Is there blood involved with the sex?
I've been involved
Yes.
with that.
So this
Yeah.
thing always goes to the erotic, the vampire
To me,
lifestyle.
it does.
To you, it does.
To me, it's very erotic and very sensual.
Yeah.
You know, the whole idea of
I did it.
of-
I did it. Hold on. I did a chick on her period once.
You have red wings, according to the Hell's
Yeah.
Angels, then, my darling.
Yes.
I did too.
You are a
Oh,
vampire.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was a bonus for you. For me, I had to get really loaded. Different situation. We dealt with it differently. See
You
what I'm
had to get-
saying? You took the tampon
You
and
poor girl.
hung it off your rear view for the ride home.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
me. I was in pain.
No, I
You
ate
should
it.
not assume.
No,
We'll
you
make
did
an ass
not.
out
You've
of
never
him.
ate a tampon, have you?
No.
But isn't that like a jawbreaker for a vampire?
Yeah, totally.
It's French toast.
More of an eclair, I would think.
All right, maybe a lady finger. All right. So really, now how do you draw blood when you're trying to get someone to bleed for the
Me?
for the
You're
sex
asking me?
act? Yes, I'm asking.
Well, it depends on what your partner wants.
Right.
You know, there's like the typical vampire bite on the neck, or you get those like metallic finger blades, they call them.
Right.
And you scratch or puncture.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, those
So
are the
that-
ones Drew uses those to do blow. Right.
Yeah, right.
That's the one we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Tap, tap,
Oh, I
tap.
didn't know they're for cutting. Okay.
And this is my experience. And then there's the edge play way, which is razors, knives,
Right.
glass.
Why?
Yeah, go ahead,
Why,
Drew.
if this is such a, just curious, what would you say to someone who had said, you guys are claiming that this is a specific entity, being a vampire. Why is there such diversity of opinion about what it is and how it's practiced, and why is it all so unclear?
It's a mythology.
Gentry.
It's a mythology.
But
I mean-
I've looked this up on the web, and it says, we are this one specific thing, and anybody that says it otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about. And then on the next website, no, we're this, we're another thing. And even the two of you have very different ideas about what it is to you. So is it a caricature you're taking
But
on
doesn't
of a
sex-
myth?
Doesn't sex have a very different meaning for you than it does for Adam?
But is it a? But
No.
You guys are even.
doesn't.
To me, it's fantasy, and it's like,
What does it do for you?
it makes me feel immortal.
And where did it come from, you think?
Well, I mean, there's
Hungary, right? Somewhere outside of
No,
Hungary,
for her.
Transylvania.
for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Growing for me
sorry.
as
Yeah.
a child,
Yeah.
probably I started dealing with it when I was 4, and my weekends were spent watching Elvira and all the vampire movies, and White
What if
Zombie.
but something attracted you to that? Was that?
The sensuality and the sexuality
Well,
of
how did
having
you-
this beautiful dark man with his cape come over you and bite your neck, and
Had somebody done something
And-
like that to
well,
you?
no,
at
wait,
that age?
Dracula-
Had somebody overpowered you, and
no, I wish they had.
so you never sexually abused? It never happened.
No, but I started having sex when I was 6 because I was very intrigued.
Okay, that is sexual
Oh,
abuse.
please.
No,
Drew.
now wait a
Kids
second.
start
I wasn't going
earlier
to back
these
up there
days.
with that.
Having intercourse at 6?
Sure.
I didn't have intercourse at 6.
Oh.
I started having sex and intercourse is different for me. I started having the experience of sex when I was 6 because I was very sensual as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sensual artist. Everything to me is sensual and erotic.
That's
it
me.
feels good
That's
and it
me.
tastes good
Right
and it
here.
looks good and
Mhm.
I'm a pleasure seeker. Okay? So as a child, that was very erotic to me, and it showed strength. And it showed, the woman being entranced by the whole idea of love.
What about the part where you got nailed at 6? Though?
I didn't get nailed at 6, I got nailed at 12.
Oh, all right. Let's see that, Drew. She was the ripe old age of 12.
But you said you're having
She
sex
was
at
double her
sex
6.
at 6.
Well, she was doing erotic things at 6, not having intercourse, right?
Exactly.
Like what? What kind of erotic things? We like some 6-year-old.
I would always take the boys and the girls. We'd be playing,
Right.
And I'd try to round them up for role plays. You
Right.
know?
Would you expose yourself to the boys and stuff?
No, I'd make them pull down their pants
Right.
first.
There was something going on in your home at that point. I mean, that's what kids.
Freedom.
Yeah. Neglect.
No.
I'd agree with you.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, this is, I'll tell you, Drew, I've said it many times. It takes all kinds.
It takes all
It
kinds.
takes all
That's
kinds.
It does.
All right. Let's talk to a.
That's a saying I'm trying to bring back.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys could work that into your vampire world.
How about you filthy animal?
No, that's around. It takes all kinds is a neglected one from the 50s, and to the tune of, when you're talking about money. That's another thing I'd like to bring back into the American lexicon. So you guys do your part. Not necessarily on this show, but later on in life. You know what I'm saying? Keep to the tune of, and it takes all kinds. Devin,
Yeah.
you're 16? Mm-hmm. What's up?
Is this the same person I was talking to earlier?
No. You're on the air now.
Turn
And
your
you can
radio
radio
down.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I wasn't really paying attention.
Shocking.
But, hello?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. But, yeah, my question was, or not really my question, because you guys aren't looking for that, but my comment was about the vampires.
Okay.
Well, they said that witchcraft is a way of life, and then the other one disagreed. Well, I'm a Wiccan, and I would fully...
Congratulations.
Huh?
That's
Congratulations.
I would fully back you up on that, and my best friend in the entire world is a vampire, and, I've done that with her a couple of times, but I really wasn't into it, so I kind of, I still hang out with her and all.
What
Did
was
your dad rape you?
Was it a sexual thing with her? With you?
No.
You just keep searching for that eternal spirit of the Wicca That's what you need to look for.
How does what is the Wiccan life? It's a lot of recycling, right? I mean, isn't it? You're all about the earth?
No,
It is, isn't it?
It's an earth religion.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the recycling religion.
Green religion.
Yeah, you guys give back to the earth, right?
Kind of.
The earth is the mother. You don't whip up potions or anything, do you?
No, I'm not that.
She hasn't got that.
What does it get you, though? I mean, what are you looking for?
We're gonna have a million Wiccans call now.
That's all right.
It's okay.
They're
much more beautiful.
They're not by the radio this time. It's feeding time for the Wiccans. They're big gals usually. The Wiccans, I've found.
Me too.
I disagree.
Yeah, they're large people.
I know some
Wiccans.
hot Wiccas.
Why is
A
that?
handful of hotties. Those are like the Wiccan spokespeople.
No, she's a librarian and a Wicca.
I'll tell you why.
She's hot.
Because hot-looking chicks don't have time for nonsense religions. They're too busy going to the prom. It's the fat chicks who sit home who get into the Wiccan life. I mean, that's the reality of it. I guarantee you, average Wiccan is 35 pounds heavier than the average woman. Thin chicks don't have time for, not in Santeria, no time for that either. They don't have time for nonsense. They're too busy going on dates and having guys give them coke and stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they can be
Devon,
left pregnant and alone.
that's right.
Devon, you keep going with
right,
your
you-
Wicca.
good
You don't want to
times.
be pregnant alone.
Can you put any spells on anybody or anything like that?
Actually, I'm being, I have. I put a protection spell on myself and
Sweet.
on most of my family because we're being attacked by someone who's related to us, but we don't know who it is.
We'll just say that you
Okay.
only want energies for your highest good
Right.
around you, and all others are released to their primary source, and you'll be fine no
Listen,
matter where they
you're-
are or where they're coming from.
Listen, you're calling from Riverside?
Yeah.
So you put a spell on yourself to get your ass out of Riverside.
Don't worry.
That's worse than a well for a Wiccan is that Riverside.
And you'll find your way out if you have Wicca to
Someone
guide you
is
out of
attacking
Riverside,
the family. Oh, my God. Drew, could you imagine Thanksgiving over at that house?
Ooh.
No, really, who has to be worried about being molested when you've got people outside the family attacking?
There's so much, there's a lot of mental instability in this country, basically. Is what,
Well, we
that's the way I
are
look
fighting
at it.
World War III.
Charles,
Hey,
you're 21?
that's right.
It's vampire night. But
Yeah, it is. Dr. Drew was making a point earlier about why is there so much diversity in the interpretation of vampirism and stuff like that. And there are a ton of vampire clubs in L.A. and stuff like that you could talk to people about, but there's just the same amount of diversity in any religion, Christianity. I mean, you have the Catholics, the Christians, the Protestants. I mean, they'll all have their different interpretation of Christ and everything else.
touche. What do you say to that, Drew?
I'm just asking the question.
All right. He wasn't making a point as usual. He was just asking a question that had no answer.
Just
All right, thank you,
talking in
Charles.
one voice.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
All right, good times. Are you a vampire yourself?
No, but I like hanging around. The whole sexuality thing is a whole lot of fun. I have a lot of friends who roll with that crowd.
Okay, good times. Good times.
Is it S&M? It sort of we lost our screen. It kind of goes along with S&M, doesn't it, you guys?
Well, if you want to consider marijuana to be the gateway drug into other drugs,
S&M's the gateway
then
drug.
S&M is definitely the gateway drug into vampirism. Because for me, that's how it started with me.
Well, now,
me.
sadomasochism is a little different for me. I mean, to me, S&M does not involve sex, and sometimes the goths, per se. Let me just make a quote here. When I moved here 6 years ago, there was a club that opened called the Fang Club. And at that time, I came in and had a band called Near Death Experience and became involved with all those people. And every Sunday night at Orsini's, it was this debaucherous, hedonistic club that had active bloodletting, sex, and just anything wet. There were no rules. And it was the best time that I had ever been exposed to, like, just such great freedom. Go Orsini. It's always at
I
Orsini's.
used to hang at the hepatitis room upstairs there. It was great, Drew. You ever go there?
A, B, or C?
This was A and B. C hadn't opened yet. They were putting new wallpaper up. There's a remod going on C, but I'm sure it's open by now. And chicks like biting, though, right? I mean, here's what I've found.
That's the call we get.
Most chicks like a little nibbling.
That's true.
Yes.
Even non-vampiresses
Well, we're primal.
like biting. They like a little neck bite. That's good. It drives chicks nutty.
Or not.
A little bit.
Yes or no?
True.
No,
It's not
they
an
do.
in-between
Does it drive
No,
your
they
chick
like
nutty?
It's not an in-between thing. It's a yes or no thing.
Oh, yeah. Not
It's
every
a yes
one of
or
them.
No. It's not like, whatever. It's like no or
Yeah. I'm with you. Oh, Drew, stop making irrelevant points.
No, I was answering your
Answer
question.
my question.
Which was?
Does your woman like biting or
No.
not biting?
Which one?
Definitely no.
No.
Which
Definitely
woman?
Not a biting? Oh, that's why you're making that
Oh,
point.
that's the
Most women, I find, like the little teeth on the neck.
That's me.
area.
Well, here's
Adam,
the.
you're
I was thinking about the call that we
Go
get.
out.
Think about the calls that we
Yeah.
get. For it's usually a guy calling, and he's flipped out because his female partner is biting him or scratching him and drawing blood. Of course, it doesn't slow him down any, right?
Right.
His kneecaps are exposed, and his shoulders wide open. He's wondering why this is happening, but
It's got to get
Right.
off.
he keeps going back. What the hell? There we go. Keeps going back. Did I
All
say
right.
something wrong?
No, I think your mic just cut out.
Yeah.
Cindy,
Yes.
you're 22?
Yes.
It's Vampire Night. What's up? All
It has nothing to do with vampires, but maybe y'all can help me anyway.
right.
My sister and my ex-boyfriend, who I have a child by, are actually together, and they're going to get married in August.
Mm-hmm.
And what exactly?
So that'll make you your child's aunt, right?
Yeah, kind of. And my child's
Great.
aunt, her stepmom, yes. But
Child and her stepmom.
right.
Wow.
I'm my own grandpa.
Wow.
That's great.
But what my question is she had asked me to be a bridesmaid in her wedding, like the maid of honor in her wedding. And to tell you the truth, I'm really, kind of torn between her being my sister versus the man that she's marrying. I totally despise this man.
Did she not know the relations that went on here?
As per me and him,
Yeah.
oh yeah, she moved in with us after she left her husband.
Oh.
And was there a point where you were all having sex?
Where we were all having sex?
No.
No.
Your poor sister. She's marrying this jackass.
Exactly.
What do you...
Yeah. Well, listen, he's a piece of work.
And you need to not be involved in
You're
that wedding.
partially a piece of work. The whole family's a
Why not
mess,
just
right?
make her happy?
Yes, the whole
and make
family
your sister happy. And
How about you do me a favor, Cindy?
Sure.
Here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to gleefully attend the wedding, agree to be one of the bridesmaids, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Then, at a certain point, I want you to slip a large dose of poison into the punch bowl, and so a Jonestown sort of large-scale massacre can go on. Because not only do I not trust your family, I sure as hell don't trust his family, and the friends, I don't need them around either because they've chosen to hang out with these people. All right?
All right.
You and your child are the only two that don't drink from the punch.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a really hot day, you have a sip, but you don't drink a whole cupful. Imagine how much money this is going to save our government, Drew. Do you know what I mean? We'll get right at the roach's nest. We'll take them all out. Cindy?
Yeah, instead of you having to send a strikeout.
Yeah, and if you see anyone like sipping off a beer or opening champagne, you quickly replace whatever they're drinking with some of my Jonestown punch. All right?
Okay.
Look, don't go there. If you don't like the guy, don't go to the wedding.
What?
All right?
What does she care?
What else do you
Make your
want?
sister happy.
Why? This guy's a son of a bitch.
Yeah,
She's
she's
freaked out.
She's marrying this. The sister's going to get hers in the end with this one.
Yeah. She's going to have a kid with this jackass, and then they're going to break up, and it's going to be a
and they're
mess.
both going to. The sister's going to have a father.
How long have they been seeing each other? Do they need to get married?
It's been a little over a year.
Why do they need to get married? How old is your sister?
She's 24.
And the one marriage that didn't work out before age 25 is not enough?
I guess not. 'Cause
Okay.
I'd asked her, why she's doing it. She said, this is just what we want to do.
All right.
So I'm not real
And
sure
she
the
knows that
reasoning
you
behind
despise this guy.
it. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was awful.
Did he dump you?
Actually, it was kind of a mutual thing, me telling him to, just get out and, do what he needs to do.
All right.
And me not knowing that she was the
Part
one
of what he
doing
needed.
it.
Part of what he needed to
Well,
do.
What are you going to raise? Who's raising your kid?
I am.
All right.
Raccoons.
You take care of that kid, all right?
I will.
Please.
No more kids for a little while, right?
Oh, no problem.
All right. You sound all right. And
Thanks.
this guy's an idiot, so your sister will get what she deserves with him. What's he
That's what
do? What's he do? Drive a forklift or repair forklift?
Actually, he doesn't work at all.
Oh, better. So you're saying the forklift scenario would be a huge step up, career-wise.
Huge.
All right. Good time.
More than he can manage.
Listen, I swear to God, Christ, you pull your sister aside and tell her not to let this idiot get her pregnant, all right?
Okay.
I'm tired of paying for everybody.
Well, just pull her aside and just slip a Norplant under her arm. Just kind of slide it in. This is where vampires can have a useful
Yeah.
Social.
I'm biting you. No, I'm actually slipping some
Yeah,
Norplant into your arm.
Slice open. Yeah.
This is a very interesting plan. You guys could do our bidding. You could be our creatures of the night. Except for instead of the sexual stuff, you just give everyone Norplant, and no one gets pregnant. What about it, Drew? This is gonna replace my six-wheeled Bradley armored fighting vehicle with the turret on top that shoots it out from the middle of the street as I drive down with the bullhorn. This is good. All right, let's take one more call. All right, then we'll go to break. Marie?
Yes,
You're 18?
in July.
Okay.
How are you guys?
Good.
I listen to you guys every night.
Thanks.
Basically, I just had a couple questions about orgasm.
Or Jasmine.
Or Jasmine? All right.
Go ahead.
I've had sex a few times, probably a few too many for my age. But anyways,
It's only for you to decide.
What was it?
That's only for you to decide.
Oh, yeah. Well,
She's decided.
All right.
and basically, every time, with the exception of one time really recently, I've never really, gotten anything from it. You know what I mean? And I had heard that...
You never had an orgasm, you mean?
Well, I guess. I don't know. I'm confused.
Have you ever had one?
Yeah.
And how did you achieve that?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Okay, you've never had one, probably.
I guess not, then.
Oh, my God.
Then go into the bathtub.
What country?
And turn on the water.
Yes. What country are you originally from, Marie?
I'm from here.
Really? Wow. Really? Been here your whole life, talking to people?
The way she expressed herself?
Yeah, it's hard to understand what she's saying. Yeah, go into the tub and run the water on yourself. I agree.
No, I mean, I've gotten...
Marie, most women your age do not have orgasm during intercourse.
That's what I was thinking.
That's the fact.
Okay, well then what's the point?
Well,
The point
You're
of
supposed to
intercourse?
wait.
What?
What's the point of intercourse?
Yeah, if...
there are other ways to have orgasm than just intercourse.
Okay, such as...
And people experience other sensations from the actual act itself. I mean, they may not get to a climax that way, but there's a certain...
I've gotten, pretty turned on and whatnot from, other stuff.
There you go.
And just stick with that. Because that'll get you off.
But it's
just
not
like intercourse will.
It's normal.
Yeah, yeah. It's better than normal. It's what we're here talking about. It's going above and beyond what people stereotypically think of as sex. You should make sex what you want it to be, because sex is for you. And as a woman, eventually sex will be for you and the child you perhaps might have. But it's your sex. It's made for you. And as a woman who bleeds, since we're here talking about vampirism, every month you have that gift of life. And you just need to realize that that's a very powerful gift, and there are very few men that are really worthy of it. And so use your body as a temple, as it is. A very sacred temple that's very special.
I agree with Gentry. Marie?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure your eyes are spinning like pinwheels at this point. You didn't hear one goddamn word she said. You're not making any sense of this at all.
She's
but
finding
look,
a way.
here's the deal. No orgasm through intercourse for now. Fine. Maybe orgasm through oral sex. You'll enjoy that. Orgasm possibly through a little masturbatorial action
Or
in the
toys.
bathtub. And even if you don't have the big O, you can still enjoy yourself, much like me receiving a lap dance. No orgasm, erection, good time. Right? Right. All right.
Donuts.
What is it? What is it about a lot of our callers that just, they don't have an accent, but they're still not from this country? I'm convinced. Or this planet.
I think that's more the issue.
And I don't think that ever changes.
In their life, you mean?
No.
Or amongst our callers?
No, in their life.
No, I'm not following you.
I'm saying they go through their entire life.
Yeah.
Just they're the person who's why the line is so long at the car rental place at the airport, because they're manning the computer.
They're also the
They're having a little
person
difficulty.
driving the fast lane in front of you.
Yes, at 44 miles an hour. Yes. All right. Gentry and Dida are both here tonight. They're both vampiresses. talking about the Wiccan religion and vampirism and all that good kinky stuff, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. It's early June, and you know what that means. Vampire time here on Loveline.
Every day is Halloween, though. Every day is Halloween for a vampire.
I don't think too much about this show when I'm not here.
What happens on Halloween?
On Halloween is
Every
when
day is
everybody...
Halloween.
So there's no special Halloween ritual or anything?
Well,
It depends on what you're...
For people who are vampiric and goth, every day is Halloween for them. It's all a ritual. It's getting up and, having erotic, vampiric foreplay sex or whatever, dressing up, the makeup, the whole mystique of being who you want to be. I mean, it's like, it's a romanticism.
If you feel like a beast that day, you dressed like a beast.
I'm really curious about this. For me, dressing up, or even if I were to dress up like, as a cowboy or something, or if I were to dress up just as me, I don't go erotic. You know what I mean? My head doesn't go that direction with it.
Well, too bad for you.
But you know what I mean?
Now, if I was a cowboy, I'd be taking those boys in the back and I'd be doing...
Is every... Ooh, watch the S word.
Watch the S word there.
Ooh, bleep.
Is it just that everything is sexual for you guys? Everything?
For me?
Yeah. So it's sort of generalized, hard to compartmentalize your
Sensual.
Yeah.
Sensual.
Okay.
It's more sensual than sexualized, because usually when you're sexualized so across the board, it's because you've been molested very young.
True.
So you're sexualized very young.
Right.
And so when you're sexualized at a very young age, everything becomes sex to you.
That's true.
You're playing,
all your
you're playing with the
feelings, all
dog, and
feelings.
it's sexual.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times people who do get into S&M, bondage, vampirism, anything that's considered deviant by the, and I'm going to say this, I don't mean to be rude because I love Hillary Newsom who runs the Gap, but any Gap-wearing person who wants to feel special can feel special. You can feel like a vampire if you want to. Go ahead. You felt like being a doctor, and that's what you became.
Right.
I feel like being a rock star, and I'd really like to be. Adam felt like becoming a comedian.
His
whatever.
dad made him be a doctor. He
Much more mundane than that.
Yeah, his dad put a lot of pressure on him.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Now, see, that's abusive to me.
A lot of anger.
Abusive to me.
A lot of anger.
What, really?
A lot of anger. Yeah.
Do you want to do you want to bite Adam over that anger you had over your father? Okay, wait. I'm seriously like, sometimes Dad makes you really angry, and so you feel like, I'm just gonna.
No,
Dude, I see the look on your face right now.
Yeah.
No,
It looks like a spanker's look.
Yeah.
You're all red now too, so I must be right.
That's his frames. That's his frames.
And you've seen that look on me before, Adam, when I'm coming after you.
Yeah. All right. Now listen. Relax here, ladies.
But it's very curious. Very, very curious. And can I keep asking a couple questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Both of you have differentiated sexual and sensual, and I just would like to be curious what that difference is for you. Sexual and sensual.
Well, sensual is of the senses, and sex is a sensation, yes. But sex is, to me, above and beyond the senses. I think that's what vampirism is about. It's the concept of someone is... Now, I got to the point where my vampiric tendencies did get very detrimental because of my upbringing. Because I was...
So you were acting out through that?
Yes, sometimes...
What, were you molested?
It was more than that. It was more, I have quite an interesting background that isn't like normal people's.
Occult stuff or ritualistic abuse? Or
mafia.
Oh, my goodness.
So there you go. And that's the most mainstream thing there is. And here's the myth about the mafia, is there are no Italian people in it.
Huh.
So here's the myth about vampires, is that it has to be that Bram Stoker basically rip off of Valentino with the big black cape, when in actuality there are vampiric tales from India dating back from the 5th and 6th century. There's all of the Anne Rice Egyptology that goes along with it, the Rosicrucians, and Akhenaten bringing his beliefs.
All right, let me ask some questions. I'm getting too good at education here.
I'm sorry.
What do you guys? That's fine. Bruce
It's hard to be immortal.
That's Drew's fault. What? Here's my thing with any of the looks, or any of the lifestyles. Whether it's that rockabilly, those poor rockabilly guys, or it's the goth guys, or it's the vampire guys or girls, whatever. It's too much goddamn work. Don't you just want to get up and go to the market and get a pack of smokes and go back to the house and you got to put a cape on?
No.
I mean, how does that
Because
work?
Dollface, I like being bled and having you, jump on me with your masculinity and bite my neck.
Right.
And pull
But how do you
pull
go to the
from me
market?
that. I go to the market.
I
just
love
like
to
I
go to
would
the market. I'll
That's
sneak out.
irrelevant.
I used to like, have to have my full gear, and I wouldn't even
Right,
go out
that's
to
what
the
I'm saying.
7-Eleven
Yeah.
to get my morning cup of coffee. or
That's what I'm
Starbucks,
saying.
Unless I was all dressed. So now, being in LA, which is different than being in Chicago, because every day is Halloween in Chicago.
Right.
You're going into like, the Vons, and I'm like still in black, and I'm looking around, and then here comes the goths and the vampires, and I love it because they've been up all night partying.
Yes.
And
So-
everybody's looking, and I still think, oh, this is LA. Oh, that's why we named our band OLA.
Oh,
LA.
So can you go out? I mean, can you put on sweatpants and a making bacon
I
T-shirt?
black,
just
hit
like
the,
black
J-Lo.
Gotta be
sweatpants.
black. Gotta be
Black
black.
sweatpants, black shirt.
Aren't you scared you're going to get hit by a car at night?
I almost got hit by a car today in Trader Joe's in the
No,
middle of the day in my
because-
white
Okay.
outfit. I mean, that's irrelevant.
I'm just saying, you should. Here's what I'm saying. When I'm in charge, Drew,
Yeah.
all the goths and the vampires will be forced to wear those Caltrans type reflective vests. Okay, I know it looks a little geeky, it might hurt the goth look and vibe, but I'm for the safety of the goth kids.
You're just looking out for them.
Crossing streets at night, black nail
Well,
polish,
they
black
wear
hair.
the neon glow, skulls around their neck.
Oh, they
And-
do?
Yeah, there's little neon glow stuff that when you're in the club, so you can see each other. Otherwise,
I
you're
did-
not seeing each other. You're
I-
just getting caught.
I didn't say this on the air, but I clipped Marilyn Manson on the ride home just about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't
that's
want
it?
to say anything. What's the lawsuit going? But he is up by my place. Jessica,
Hi,
you're 17?
you bet.
What's up?
Hi, I got a question for the vampiresses.
Here they is.
I was sort of wondering, when you get to biting people and, for the sensuality and stuff like that, what do you do about, HIV, and do you do any sort of screening before they... I'm sorry, I have a horrible speech impediment, but...
No, not at all. You have a very good question. As with all sex, you need to make sure that you're safe. I'm from San Francisco, so I just grew up dealing with, you go on a date, if you like the boy, you guys get tested, and then if he's okay, then you do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm old-fashioned that way, too. So you get tested. Is there a dental dam? Is there anything you can use? Do you know what I
use
mean?
a dental dam?
No, I don't.
Really?
But
So why would I? Because I think, I'm going to,
Yeah, go
have to
ahead.
refer to you. I think that you can get AIDS through saliva and semen and blood. It's
Yeah.
a fluid. See,
I know,
what you
but
don't seem to understand is that the fluid
But hold on
and
a
the bite,
second.
the bite symbolized and metaphor sex in 1885. Because in 1885, you couldn't have someone saying, I'm this very powerful man sticking my into your You had to say, I am sticking my bite teeth into your neck, and the fluid is being exchanged. Because I'm sorry, but, the Bronte sisters were writing back then. It wasn't like there was a lot of hardcore porno
All right.
on the TV.
But hold on.
So the bite is the sex.
Let's
Where it comes
focus.
Very
from.
true. It's very
where it
true.
comes
It's
from.
very true.
Focus, my dark sisters, for just 1 second here. What I'm saying is actual coming in contact with the actual blood is probably have a higher chance of getting one of these blood-borne diseases than you would by going down on somebody, for instance. And I don't know. Maybe I'm
Is that
wrong.
true?
Drew,
Dr.
what about
I don't know that's been studied, but makes sense to me that you might have.
I think it's very scary because I witnessed, as well with a lot of other people, this actively happening. And it scared me because it's like with people that, that I had barely known.
Yeah.
And any partners that I've engaged that with definitely showed up with their, AIDS-free cards at my door.
So that's what you do.
Yes.
You have to.
All right.
So
that's-
who
You have
drinks?
to.
Do you guys
Answer.
drink blood? Do you drink blood?
I have, yes.
How is that? A little salty? What's better?
I will tell you, though, I didn't believe it was true,
Mm-hmm.
that drinking blood, different types of blood, just one experience that I
Right.
actually know
Right.
that, oh my gosh, there was a definite chemical change in my body.
Really?
The next morning I was like, whoa.
Wow.
And then we wrote our song, Sharpening Veins.
Oh,
So-
listen, don't be, you're plugging, right?
No, not at all.
No
I'm
plugging.
serious.
Okay, here's what I do. I take, I start this every morning. I do a little wheatgrass shot, then I take some semen and blood, mix that together, and I do like a urine floater, it's called. I drop it in there in
What do
a
you call
shot
that?
glass.
The Adam Special?
Yeah, it's, I gotta
We'll think of a name for it. Yeah, we'll think of it.
Yeah.
The Atom Bomb.
Yeah, the atom bomb would be good. Yeah, that's where you would drop the urine floater into it. True, it's good. It's hearty.
Nice.
All right. So drinking blood's probably not too bad. If the blood's clean, it's good for you, right?
I don't know about good for you.
Well, why not? Why wouldn't it
Well,
be?
I was thinking about this. When you get a gastrointestinal bleed, right? Your own esophagus starts bleeding in blood and bleeds out a couple cups.
Mm-hmm.
Just goes right through. It doesn't get absorbed.
Oh, it doesn't get absorbed?
Wow, it goes right out the other end.
So maybe the blood doesn't get absorbed when you drink
I don't know.
All right.
I think it does. I think as with just like
Wouldn't
cigarette
it
smoking
get
or drinking
absorbed?
alcohol.
No, you get
the
you
senses.
No,
It
you get-
feels there's something that happens. I don't know if it's energy matter. There is
energy.
definitely a chemical change that happens, and that's
Oh,
why
well,
people
you get
become
diarrhea.
addicted. Well, I don't know. I have never experienced that.
But
I've
hold
never
on. I mean, to
experienced the
be
vomiting.
fair, you got to be a little nuts to experience the change, right?
What do you mean, to drink it in the first place, or to have
Well, you
it?
got to be a little nuts
change
to
it
drink in the
become-
first place, but to experience the sort of cosmic energy matter change, you got to be tuned into that. You got to be a little crazy.
But what about tantric sex?
That's
and
what I'm saying.
Taoist sex. That's.
I'm not into that. That's all. Please. I just want to beat off and nap.
Oh my God.
At least
Isn't there anything? Isn't there any room? Do you guys sleep in a coffin, or what do you do?
No, I sleep in a beautiful king size bed.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
That's not even coffin. Doesn't have like a coffin shape to it or anything.
No.
No red quilted comforter or nothing like that. No.
On my
No,
downstairs
oh.
bed boudoir, I have a.
Well,
You guys should have a coffin. That's
I
all.
just knew that my bed had skulls on the posts,
Cool.
you know, and all like, you know, everything that had to do with, you know, that culture. Because I buy all my stuff over at Necromance, and it's all funerary and death and vampire and all this and bottled bats and, you know, insects and skulls and
Yeah.
and you know, bones and
And the
What
death
is
pictures
that?
that used to
Yeah,
take.
I love
the
that.
interesting is she loves that.
Yeah,
I
what-
love it. It's erotic to
Drawn
me.
death.
But erotic again.
She's drawn to death. Death is erotic for her.
Yeah, but can't you
I mean, the
just-
French consider the orgasm le petit mort, the little death.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for Dida's a very special and unique person.
But shouldn't she
And
just
as
kill-
an artist, I mean, she's very open and loving, and no matter what's happened to her in her life, she always trusts, she always loves, to the point where she will allow someone to bleed love into her, or she will bleed love into them. And we're shedding a lot of blood on this earth,
Why,
and I'd rather shed it for love than for what we're shedding it for, which is nothing.
All right. Okay. Well, listen, you got to shed some blood so you can keep the country free, so that people
And
can
have
open
children.
these shops with the fake bones and stuff in it, right? You spending
Yeah, they're
money?
real bones.
Oh, okay. All right.
Real human
But
remains.
let's don't take this the wrong way. But why don't you kill yourself?
I've already died. I went over there, so
Oh,
I already know
okay.
what it is.
All right. Oh, you did you?
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Near-death experience.
And then
All right,
you came
hold on.
back?
Well, we'll talk
Okay,
about
that's
that.
No,
good.
We both have,
seriously.
actually.
Now we'll talk about
Both had near death?
Yes.
I have.
My mother has
Dead
had
3.5 minutes.
that. All right.
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
I want to
Thanks.
hear more about
No,
that.
I'm glad you're back, but I want to hear
Yeah,
about
thank you so much.
I want to hear about the near-death experience.
Indeed.
All right, after
Indeed.
that. After that. With vampiresses and into little bloodletting, a little blood drinking.
Blood sport.
Blood sport, kinky sex. We're learning all about this, and when we left off, we're going to talk to these two about their near-death experience or death experience. Isn't it a death experience if you're dead? And when are you dead?
You're dead when you don't come back.
Oh, that means you're dead?
Yeah.
All right. So near death means you almost didn't come back.
Right.
But clinically, heart stopping, is that when when we start the
Yep.
clock?
That's when you start the
When your
clock.
heart when your heart stops?
People, I think really what they're talking about is no blood pressure.
Oh, is that what they mean?
Yeah.
Because they'll stop your heart if they're doing some certain kinds of surgeries and things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you'll still have blood pressure because they'll give you blood pressure. Is that what happens?
Bypass. They'll put you on a bypass.
I see. So you had Dida, you had no blood pressure.
I don't know. I took a drug. I was on tour in a previous band and was taking a drug called Lasix to stay
waterproof.
as skinny as possible for
Right.
the image. And I didn't realize that it was cleaning all the potassium electrolytes out of my body. So for 30 days, I was taking 20 milligrams of Lasix a day, only to become surely exhausted and have a cardiac arrest. And for 3.5 minutes, I was dead. Thank God I was revived by a person in the room and then sent to the emergency room. But my experience was just a very androgynous, beautiful being taking me to like a shopping mall with all these people, telling me that I was dead. Didn't want to believe it and wanted to go back. The thing I felt was sorrow and grief to go back and say goodbye to everybody.
Right.
I felt joy and peace and love in that room. I mean, there was these feelings that were just there was no fear, there was no pain, there was no depression, there was no anxiety, there was no wonder. It was just like the highest high I'd ever had. The greatest peace, the greatest love. But then on the other side, there was I got to go back and say goodbye. Then I'll come back. But that didn't work.
I see.
It just took me, and I went through this tunnel of trails, and it was throwing these symbols at me, and then I just watched myself fly back into my body. And that main symbol that left me is the symbol of the 13 heavens. And the only person that I ever saw have that symbol, I found it in an old book of signs throughout the centuries. Bjork has tattooed on her arm. That's right. It was from a French calendar, the 13 sides of the heavens.
Bjork is like 10 kinds of nuts, right?
Bjork
Genius,
is brilliant.
I would say. 10 kinds of genius.
Hey, I want her fairies to come and speak to me.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Who's got the fairies? That's Tori Amos.
Yeah.
She's got them too?
Not since she's had a kid, remember?
I thought
She was going to kick crap
Pigs
out
and
of the
The kid ate the fairies, but I didn't know Bjork had fairies. I thought only Tori
I
Amos
just
had
remember
fairies.
she came
I
here.
believe.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Bjork had a battery pack on.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Dynamite lady, though. All right, so you're dead. Your heart stopped for 3 minutes.
3.5.
And who brought you back?
My roommate. She was punching my chest. Actually, one of my roommates in my face.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I watched myself come back into my body, and I'm watching her on top of me, and I was like, are we having fun? I didn't know, and I was like getting beat, But thank God she saved my life, so.
True? Well, you want to poke holes in this? Or
No, I want to hear what the other story was.
Gentry, what about your near-death experience?
My story was very different. I was on fen-phen, the most evil drug in the world.
Wow.
And I just want to say one statistic, just because it's kind of my pet peeve, that more people are dying right now from eating disorders than alcohol and drug abuse combined.
Well, what about secondhand smoke?
Secondhand smoke's a bad one, too. But I think this country...
It's a first-rate killer.
But wait a minute. This country right now is saying don't support terrorism by not buying drugs. If you don't want to support terrorism, don't buy gas.
Right.
Because Saddam Hussein didn't say, oh, there's no hash going out of the country for 6 weeks. He said there's no gas going out of the country for 6 weeks.
No, I'm with you.
So for me, with the fen-phen,
right?
Okay, and there's also Columbine, where they were giving kids antipsychotics after probably 15 minutes of sitting with them. I think that this drug, and I know it's been proven, will throw you into a major depression after about a year of using it. It was great. It got me skinny. All girls want to be skinny, especially in Hollywood. Unfortunately, it threw me into an incredible depression. And I had a suicide attempt. My father had also passed away from cancer after a 3.5-year battle. And I had no support system. I wasn't doing any talk therapy, which I would recommend to anyone who's dealing with anything where they don't feel right.
How'd you try to kill yourself?
I took I took so many pills and so much alcohol.
Which kind?
I took Vicodin.
Yeah.
Vicodin.
Right.
I have a friend whose dad's a very famous baby doctor.
So what happened?
We had lots of Vicodin in the house.
All right, listen, don't.
And so
don't
what happened?
Get to the death.
The death was, in essence, I had left my body and the heart stopped. But unfortunately, I had that ridiculous incident of I didn't have the heaven experience. I had.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hell.
I don't even want to. I almost don't even want to talk about it on the air because
let's hear it.
It's so strange. You naughty. It was more like a.
Going to my mom's house?
Yeah. I bet it was, Adam. I bet it was almost like going to your... It was like your mom was pulling my left arm going, you're coming with me and being like Adam and going to hell. And then there was this other person on the other side.
That's exactly what she sounds like.
That's
her voice.
Yeah. She has that. That's why you're always giving them.
So do you believe this is because you attempted to take your own life?
Believe what? At this point,
yeah,
it doesn't matter what I believe. There's something out there that's believing something for me. And this experience was so overwhelming to me.
Hold on, I got to talk to Drew for a second. Drew,
okay.
What is she talking about?
I'm trying to follow.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay. She's talking about something that she's never shared with anybody but me
Christ,
and one other person.
Hold on,
and
you guys can
all
hear
these
me?
people that are hearing it right now. And this is very sensitive to me because I have karma with her that came from that plane. When she did that suicide attempt, I didn't even know her, and there was a song that came to me about this situation, and I ended up meeting her 4 years later and talk about it with her. So this is very serious.
And she's written the same lyrics.
And I'm going to tell you
in
something.
my poetry.
Hold on,
especially with the Gothic and vampire people, there is a very side to them that is not accepted in society. And now the Midwest is just coming up, oh, we want to listen to Marilyn Manson, and we want to be Gothic and vampiric. They don't really know. But the vampire culture, seriously, is composed of artists, intellectuals,
hold on a second.
Who order that?
Oh, listen, you guys are all over the goddamn vampire map here.
We are.
Just calm down for a second.
We'll be right back.
We got to take a break. But the question that I'm asking is that you, Gentry, had a bad near-death experience, right?
I had a very bad
Dida had a good one.
Yes, because...
Right. Now, hold on. Quiet down. I'm wondering if it's because you attempted to take your own life that it was a bad one. We don't know. We can speculate. We can take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to the bottom of it real fast, and then we'll take a bunch of calls. All right? After this. Hey, everybody. That sounded good. Loveline, I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Gentry and Dida are both here, both vampiresses, and they drink some blood. They got the look. They look like it. Never seen so much makeup for radio. They got themselves a band. Like, the Groovy Ghoulies?
No, it's OLA, Our Lady of Angels.
That's right. And where can we find you guys? We see you somewhere?
Tangiers at the Tequila Mockingbird Sundays, and Tangiers is right across from the Derby in Los Feliz.
And tomorrow night will be a very small special appearance at Highland Grounds.
Yeah.
And you can find us on the web at www.mp3.com/OLA.
I got to start making the scene, Drew. That's going to be...
Go with us,
Come on
honey.
with us.
I'm going to
It'll
tell
be
you
fun.
something. Naked pool parties, chicks, and a lot of fun.
Yeah? Yeah.
Come with us.
I got to make that scene. That's what I got to do, Drew. Yeah, this is my song, by the way, as I'm making the scene.
And drinking your atom bomb.
Close your eyes and picture me. I enter the club. All heads fixate on me. Jacket slung over the shoulder.
What jacket? No, wait a minute.
Bouncing
No,
in
no.
slow
Vampire
motion.
Club.
No, I'm
that's right.
seeing-
Cape slung over
you.
the shoulder. Casually. Wrap around shades, but I'm bouncing in slow motion. Stiff breeze in my hair.
Fangs gently exposed from the lower lip.
That's right. Just a trickle of blood on the corner of my lip. Shark skin boots. And I'm making my way through the club.
So basically,
Like a
you're wearing a
great white.
cape and sharkskin boots.
That's right.
You are going to get a lot of
Ladies,
action.
That's right.
Well, in fact, Gentry, I would think you'd agree. You might hear in this following song when Adam makes his entry.
Now, see, this is not my song. I don't know why people confuse this with my song.
It depends on how he's swinging, but yeah, I would say this would be good.
All right. So, all right, no, I'm not going to start singing or crying. I will cry. You know, if I'm in the right mood, if I'm feeling melancholy and I hear the theme to Taboo 2, I will cry. All right, so when we left off, let's see, Gentry had a near-death experience and had a bad experience.
Very bad.
What happened?
Well,
Took the pills, OD,
took the pills,
and then what?
What did you
decided I just didn't want to do it anymore. Too much sadness in the world.
What did you experience?
We got that
I
part.
experienced
Took the pills.
the concept of hell for the first time.
What was it?
It was really, and it's very odd for me because I don't know if the near-death experience is the flash of lights as your brain is shutting down, and that's why you see the tunnel and this and that. But my father passed away from cancer, and I did see this aspect of him passing through life and having people come. So when I had my near-death experience, there were definitely people there, and it felt as if someone had said, "You cannot take her. She's coming with me." And the only thing I really remember was someone saying, "This will be a kinder, gentler Gentry," which I thought was very odd. And then I came out of it and had no recollection, but I was gone for a long time.
What's bad about that, though?
I think the thing that was bad was the fact that there was literally hell on my left side and heaven on my right, and hell almost got me, but someone intervened and said no.
What's hell, though, for a vampire? That's easy. I mean, that's nothing. You could do that standing on your head.
Hell is going to the supermarket and
That's
you
right.
can't find any black eyeliner.
Do you guys... Yeah, I mean, you think that might be your hell?
And that's my
Yeah,
hell.
really, hell is not finding somebody that can bite me really well.
Yeah. Maybe that's your
But that's
hell.
kind of the way it is for all of us. For me,
Or
the
I
hell...
can't find my sunglasses because I believe this. Both of us
We have very sensitive
eyes.
Right.
And I cannot go
Yeah.
out. I have a hard time without light right now.
Right. Well, it's because
Yeah.
you're high.
No.
I'm not high.
Oh, okay.
It's
But
just
after
we have
drugs and
very
drink.
light
I find that a
yellow,
very
green
nasty
eyes.
accusation that you would assume that I'm sitting here high.
No, I just meant in general. I didn't mean now. You wouldn't get loaded
High on
for the
life.
show. High on life.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk to Sarah, who's 18. Sarah?
Yeah.
What's up?
I've been dating this guy for a while, and we get along pretty well, but he just annoys me to no end, and I hate him. but I can't break up with him because,
Why?
Yeah.
well, because we have this awesome sex together.
Yeah.
And I can't bring myself to, like, break up with him.
And what's so annoying about him when you're not having sex?
Oh, I don't know. Just little things, everything. I don't know.
Do you
Blah,
resent?
blah, blah, blah.
Do you
Hold on
resent-
a second. I'm going to ask one more time there, sir. What annoys you about him?
I don't know.
Ah, good. Kiss my ass. Who cares? Listen, I don't want to do a goddamn show where I ask people questions and they answer with, I don't know. You have a question. This guy annoys me. What? Little things. Everything. What? Why does he annoy you? I don't know. Good. You don't know? Neither do we.
Well,
Good. Have
she
fun.
probably
Screw it. I'm not talking about her
Resents
anymore.
the fact
Who cares?
that he is able to give her
Amanda?
arousal experience.
Yes.
Yeah. You're 16?
Yes.
Oh, Drew, who cares? Sarah sounded like a big pain in the ass. She was one of these good-looking chicks in high school.
And a lot of trains are going to come through the station, Sarah, so you just board whichever one you want to get on.
That's right. That's right. All right. Amanda,
Yes.
you're 16. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I started doing role play on the internet, and my character's like a vampire.
Oh, yes.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, and I'm also a retired Wicca.
Retired.
Okay.
Say retarded Wicca or retired?
Retired. You know, kind of
Wicca?
like I'm a retired priest. I've given up child molesting.
Right.
What is a retired Wicca?
I stopped being
Yeah,
a
it is.
Wicca.
You get
She
a,
just stopped doing spells.
you get a bronze broom. They give you a little 401k package to send you on your way.
Little gold watch that tells time in all kinds of dimensions.
When were you, what years were you a Wiccan?
I think last year.
Last year.
Retired
Right.
at 15.
Yeah, she hung it up. And what about, how do you practice as a Wiccan? Do you have to do something every day?
I wasn't like a really strong Wicca. I did like a couple spells to protect my house
Right.
and my family and stuff.
Okay, that's good. And did it work?
Yeah, it actually did.
Right. Okay.
And the role play on the internet,
Yeah?
like my character's like a vampire, you know, and I've been seeing myself slipping my role a lot, and I've been starting like this,
Hold on, what have you been doing a lot?
What?
like slipping my role in my character, you know.
Slipping?
Slipping it?
Yeah, slipping into it. Like I find myself sometimes a day that I'm slipping into being a vampire.
Yes, yes.
Is that how you started?
I
Either of
even
you?
found myself biting at my wrist sometimes.
You mean when you're not on the internet,
Yeah.
you're sliding into this?
Yes.
Your mind is a very, very powerful thing.
This happened
If
to
your
Bella
mind
Lugosi.
says you need Prozac,
True.
you need Prozac. If your mind says that you're going to be fat, you're going to be fat. Your mind needs to tell you what you want your mind to tell you. So if you're starting to chew at your wrists and not liking it, then you need to just stop doing that and tell your mind to stop doing that.
Gentry, your
Exactly.
mind needs to tell you how to finish those goddamn stories. You get rolling, and then your mind doesn't give you the punchline. Yeah.
That was the punchline.
That
She
happens
got
to
it.
Drew all the time. He starts talking about something, and his mind doesn't finish it for him.
It's tough when you're intelligent.
I know. Hey,
I know you wouldn't know, but
It's
it's,
a curse.
tough.
It's
He's
a
a
curse.
doctor. What are you going to do?
he's mad at his dad. Amanda?
Yes.
But he's
All
still
right. So, look, what's wrong with you? Can't you get some therapy? I mean, really, you're going to screw yourself up. This is not a good life. this
Have you found
vampire
anybody?
life.
Have you found anybody offline that you can do your role playing with?
On offline?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have
that's
like several friends going at it with me.
Well, that's cool. Why aren't you biting their wrists?
All right, can't you just study
I'm
hard?
also, like looking like at stores to find things so I can actually be more into my role, you know, because I really like this thing.
Yeah. Well, then you know what? If it's positive and it's making you feel good, then you go for it,
Practice
baby.
safely, though, please.
Yeah.
What about
All right.
that, ladies?
You will. You're
Amanda.
smart.
I think, though, if you're going to experiment with, any
kind of sex.
instrument
Right.
for cutting, it needs to be sterile.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be clean. You can do that with boiling,
No.
water,
Oh, no.
alcohol.
Oh, no.
Alcohol.
That doesn't. None of that kills HIV or hepatitis
No.
C.
Hey, alcohol
They need their
doesn't?
AIDS cards.
No,
Oh,
you
come
need
on.
glutaraldehyde.
I could kill some HIV with some alcohol.
No,
Little brandy, I could kill it with.
What about
Hey,
bleach? Isn't there a bleaching?
might.
Because
be okay.
then what about all the bleach needles they're handing out?
Bleaching is
I
okay.
mean-
Hold on.
But there's debate about that, frankly, but it's probably okay.
Well, isn't there a debate on condoms actually stopping the AIDS virus as well? Because the AIDS virus is small enough to get through the...
Doesn't-
pores of the condoms.
what that debate revolves around is people basically wanting young people not to have sex. Because
which is never going to happen.
Because the fact is, because the latex barrier is not a perfect barrier, it should be abandoned. Well, it's a risk reduction measure. It reduces the risk.
I see.
All right.
I'd like to...
Amanda? No, it's enough out of you.
I just want to take a shout-out to my...
Yeah, go ahead. Give your shout-out. I'll see you in junior college, baby. Please. Oh, my God. If my kid gets into this
Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to university?
I'll freeze him.
Where did you go to university?
I won't kill him, but I'll freeze him.
Why? Why freeze?
I don't want to do time. I believe I would do more time if I actually put a bullet in their head. I think if I just freeze them, I can just claim some kind of Disney-esque insanity or something.
Right.
Oh, if my kid starts with the biting and the Wicca, I'll just put her on a block of ice. I'll dump liquid nitrogen on her.
But you can't do that because that's going to make her, once she thaws out, even more into it. Because that's what my parents did to me. They tried to lock me up. If you don't get a 4.0, you're going to be locked up.
But my friends will come over and go like, hey, where'd you get that witch ice sculpture? I'll go, no, that's my daughter.
Remember, she was Wicca.
She's starting to thaw.
They can say Buddha.
I'll freeze them until we have the technology or enough money for enough therapy to straighten this thing out. I can't. I know it's a lifestyle for you guys. I can't have my kid biting.
But you bite. You just said that. You know that the women like a little bite. You are such a little hypocrite.
That's called a love nibble. I give them what they want.
It's a love nibble the way you'd give it to me.
Yeah.
It is. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You go nuts.
It would be a love nibble for me because I would want you to feel comfortable with your animalistic tendencies and how deep you're going to go with me.
Yeah, I'm a tiger.
I'm a tiger. Just like I would if you weren't biting me but doing something else.
Right.
Because I'm a very little girl.
Damn.
And I might have to be like Adam. Yeah. Adam, you're a little too ferocious. I mean, it's this. You seem to be saying that the sex that we're having is different than the sex that you're having.
Well, hold on,
but
Jen.
it's really not, because you just said that you were doing the little licky with the red wings with the girl with the bleeding.
I don't want to cut you off, but I beat off earlier tonight, so.
You did.
This
so did I.
It's not working. Is what I'm saying is I was in New York for a week without porn.
Without
porn? What kind of hotel did you stay in?
I know. And I got home to my porn collection and I went nuts on myself about an hour and a half ago. So I'd like to engage in this conversation more, but it's like I just ate, and we're talking about food, you know.
I
and
hear
it's like
I hear you. I mean, that's how this all
not
started.
that I wouldn't do horrible things to your neck.
And I would appreciate it.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm known to urinate a little blood every once in a while too, right, Drew?
No.
Oh yeah.
No pee-pee poo-poo stuff.
Oh.
Yuck.
Oh, okay. I thought that would turn you guys on. No little blood in the urine? No?
Blood must come out of the flesh, I guess.
It's got to come out of the flesh?
Defecation is not.
Isn't blood blood?
Blood's blood.
How about a little in the semen, a little Thousand Island for you there? No?
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I give you a nice neck biting, though.
Yeah.
That's my
good.
thing. Yeah.
And that's good. You've got a little vampire in you.
I did a little neck biting, then.
Why is blood no good in the semen? Blood's blood.
Yeah, blood's blood. Semen's good. Blood's good, right?
For me, it's fluids.
A little weird?
No.
No. You don't like the semen? You like the blood?
I'm not going to say what I want to say because I can't use the sentence, I love semen. I mean, that's ridiculous. I went to college. No. But
you're starting to spin
I do
out
love
there,
men.
Gentry. You like men?
Yeah.
You like women, too, though, right?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys ever hooked up?
No.
One night when we were drunk, I'll admit it, okay.
No, it's not true.
No, it isn't true. We're just business.
She's not my type.
Oh, okay.
I'm not your...
You know?
Jake?
Sorry.
Jake, you're 28.
Yep.
What's up?
I got this little spanking fantasy, and I can't seem to get it out of my head, man.
Right.
Well, then live it.
Can't seem to get it satisfied, you know?
Do you want to be spanked, or you want to do the spanking?
Oh, I'd like it to be done to me.
And why can't you get someone to do that to you?
Well, it's kind of... Some people think it's kind of weird.
Your current girlfriend, or...?
I don't have a current one, but this is what happened to me in high school.
You're gay.
No, not at all.
Really?
What happened in high school?
Well, this very beautiful teacher, every year on my birthday, I walk in the room, and she's like, happy birthday, you want a spanking? And, of course, I'm acting cool, like, no way, I'm in high school, you know? But she's very sexy, and she made it sound very fun. And here I am now, and I can't get it out of my mind, and I kind of want her to do it, or else at least a teacher figure type of thing, you know?
28 years old.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to give you Jake.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to give you like 3 options here.
Yeah.
A, bogus call.
Hell no.
B, mild form of retardation.
Or physical disability, maybe.
Or maybe physical. Were you dropped? Do you have any trauma to the head?
I'm disabled, but I'm not stupid.
What do you have?
CP.
Cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
All right. What's that do, Drew?
Motor.
Motor stuff?
Yeah.
Does it screw with your mind at all?
Usually not, no.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Hey, Jake.
Yeah, man.
Sorry about that there, buddy.
Go
No
and
problem.
find someone to spank you.
Yeah, you can find someone to spank you.
Miss
although-
Kitty's Parlor on Friday night.
But listen, he's calling from Chicago.
But check this out.
Oh,
Well,
you
well,
want to
wait
go to
a
the
minute.
Metro.
The
Wait a
Metro.
minute.
Go to the
Jay.
Metro.
Cindy DeMarco in the House of Wax.
Go
in
to the
Chicago.
Vortex. You'll
Well,
get spanked there.
Hold on, let me ask you this, though.
Yeah, man.
What about when a guy comes in with those crazy forearm crutches? No one's going to beat him. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, oh, come on, man. The
Dude,
guy
I'm
can
not-
barely move.
I'm not on crutches, man.
Oh, really?
No.
So you're all right? You can get around?
There's different
Degrees.
I know, but I always go.
different degrees of CP, man.
I always go to the worst of everything.
Hey, man, stick with the spanking, not with the CP.
I'm not in a
Adam, come on.
wheelchair, and
You're
I'm
not.
not, not on crutches.
Good. You get along okay?
I get along real well.
So people would be willing to beat you?
Oh, hell yeah. But get this.
Okay, you
What?
count yourself amongst the lucky. Of
Check
people
this
who
out.
can
I
get
was
beaten.
wondering,
Yeah.
junior high, I had this one teacher who did slap me, but it wasn't for my pleasure, personal pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
It was because she was annoyed that I couldn't walk as fast as she wanted me to. And then I'm kind of wondering, I know I didn't like that, but is it possible for me to be traumatized by that event?
Nah.
Not likely.
And what was the teacher in high school that gave you a spanking on your
Oh,
birthday?
no, hell no. She didn't do it. She just joked about it.
He's preoccupied
Oh.
with the fact that he didn't get the spanking.
Okay, wait a second. I know he has this cerebral palsy, but
Something else, too.
could be a little something going on upstairs, right?
Yeah.
A little something?
Yeah.
He can get spanked in Chicago.
Well, this guy's...
It's a great town for spanking.
this
No
guy's-
matter what's going on with him, he deserves to get what he wants. So let's give it to him.
The guy's 28 years old. He sounds like he has...
Yeah, it's time for a
some-
spanking.
Some impairment.
Yeah.
Jake,
Yeah, man.
are you able to work?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm a paraprofessional substitute.
Okay.
Work with children, you know? I
oh,
love
okay.
kids.
You love kids. All right.
Yeah, and don't get any weird ideas. I don't hurt kids.
No,
No, of course not.
wouldn't think you did.
Not at all.
All right. All right, Jake.
I just want to know. I just want to know if this thing is healthy.
Well, if you're into it, you're into it. And if you're not hurting anybody, that's fine.
We're more concerned with the fact that you preoccupied for years over a non-existent relationship. That's what's troubling us.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I talked to this woman last night, and I told her I have to tell her some stuff because I am in love with her. It's not just a spanking. She's a wonderful woman.
All right, she's going to freak out.
This is a school teacher?
Hell yeah.
Somebody
Well, I don't
you
know if
haven't
it's
seen for-
appropriate that he... I don't even know if it's appropriate, honestly, for that teacher to be saying, it's your birthday, let's give you a spanking. Personally, for me,
Yeah, but
I can...
it was 12 years
She was
ago.
kidding around.
It-
And 12 years ago.
It still doesn't matter. I personally don't think it's appropriate. I
Oh, I know, I
personally,
agree with you.
considering
I
we
agree.
don't want statutory rape to be something that we condone.
All right, but let's not... Hold on. Don't
I don't-
fixate on this because it's neither here nor there at this point.
what-
But it is to him,
12 years
how do
ago.
Well, because he's nuts.
because he's calling into your show wanting a spanking. He's not nuts, baby.
I'm not.
You're the one that sits here night after night
No,
listening
listen,
to the calls.
He's preoccupied with...
I've listened to you. I've questioned whether you're nuts, man.
Exactly. You sit here every night with people calling in asking you for advice. How can they be the ones that are nuts when you're the one sitting here every night waiting for their calls?
You're the experts. I want your help, you know?
Yeah, man. I dig it.
Wait a minute. Drew, you have sick patients coming in day after day.
I must be
How
sick.
can you not be the one who's sick?
Oh, my therapist.
You who
is
fixes-
sick.
You're not helping.
Wait a minute. Let's apply this to many different
no,
things.
let's apply this to
What
reality.
about automotive
which is,
things?
If you're a
Right?
crappy mechanic and you want to come in
But
and,
how
and
can
say,
your car
hey,
not be broken? If you fix other people's cars, your car must be broken.
Usually that's
no,
the
that's
case.
not the issue.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Mechanics don't
How
fix
else
their
can you
own
fix a
cars.
car if your car wasn't broken?
That's not the issue.
We'll see
The
his
issue
car's
is if-
broken.
The issue is
That
if you're
went
not
out.
here to actually answer his question about spanking, then why be here at all?
Well,
I mean, because really that's your job. You're here,
Yeah,
as
our-
he just said,
our
as
concern is
experts.
not-
No,
to,
listen.
you know,
First
I mean,
off,
it's entertainment, yes, but
no, listen. My
honestly,
job's
Adam, come on.
whatever I decide it is. So don't worry about that. This kid
It's
is
whatever you decide it is?
Absolutely.
What if everybody stops listening? Then they're going to decide, and you're going to be flipping burgers.
Drew, check this out.
Everyone seems to be worried about
Exactly.
me. They
Out
should
with
not,
the crickets.
should not worry about me. Anybody, please.
I'm worried about Jake and his 12-year obsession.
I'm worried about Jake,
with
too. I'm not worried about
12-year
Jake.
obsession
be
with
quiet for a minute and let him finish Jake off.
12-year obsession with a high school teacher. Have you ever had a girlfriend, Jake?
A little bit. Just for a little while.
Okay,
I've had problems with them not treating me the greatest.
Translation.
All right,
No
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
But hey,
No girlfriend. Why haven't you had a girlfriend?
I guess I have a problem with commitment because they've always treated me.
The commitment is...
I have a thing about older women because of the maturity factor.
Jake, stop.
Jake, you're all over the map.
Yeah.
Are you in any therapy?
I go to counseling, yeah, because I'm depressed too.
Are you on medication?
I take Zoloft, but I'm all out of it.
All right. How often are you going into counseling?
Oh, God. Every 2 weeks.
All right.
Okay.
Heat that up a little bit. Go in and talk about this preoccupation. Really, your goal needs to be to have a relationship.
How do you feel about...
Hang on. Stay. Not about me. You need to just you need to form a relationship with a woman who you're attracted to, whom you like, and really focus on that. And then this preoccupation, this obsession will hopefully kind of diminish.
All right, Jake?
Oh, man, but I'm thinking about taking a trip to Florida. I've been on the internet, and there's this woman who does this thing for a living.
Yeah.
Would you think, is that crazy to go?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
go across the street.
It's crazy.
Thank you.
It's crazy. I had a girlfriend who went to England after meeting people on the internet. Do
Jake,
not do it.
Jake,
Gentry is telling you
Jake,
it's crazy.
from here
I'm telling
on,
you, it's crazy. It's crazy.
you do what I tell you to do. Don't listen to your ideas anymore. They're all crazy. Do you understand? You need to talk to your therapist. All right? Don't be chasing around a flat hand all over the goddamn country. Jesus Christ. Poor Jake had some problems.
Yeah.
And Jake hasn't had a relationship in his entire life.
Correct.
And he's fixated on one from high school.
But this is that thing. Gentry agrees with this too. She was telling me earlier that people's lack of willingness to delay gratification and to accept responsibility for things that happen in their life. His thing was, they're doing this, they're doing that, they don't treat me right. It's supposed to what's going on with him.
Right, right. All right. Meanwhile, I'm still focused on my teacher that failed me from driver's ed in the 6th grade. That's
You've
the
only
guy.
mentioned that 685 times.
Oh my God. Oh,
Was it a man or a woman?
I'll tell you, Mr. Gregory, if you're still alive, just please pucker up and kiss my hairy, flatulent ass. Please, you sea sucker. You old dusty fart. Oh, man. You want to know what's ironic? Is I now have a collection of expensive cars, and you're still driving the Maverick that you purchased in 1973, your old F. So enjoy yourself in your crappy little $35,000 a year life in your crappy little Van Nuys one-bedroom apartment. Enjoy. I'll be taking the BMW home tonight, Drew.
And
oh, yes.
being bitter.
Possibly bringing the Jag out tomorrow. All right, we'll be back. Hello? Hey, Loveline. All right. We're moving on with the vampiresses and the whole discussion of that life, that nether world. Gentry and Dida are vampire or vampiresses for the night. Mr. Gregory, you can still kiss my ass, please. Hold through the whole story during the break.
Mr. Gregory for having to now subject me to nightly tirades. It's good.
Yeah, you old Brillo-headed fart. Enjoy your crappy remnant of a life. Try to, anyway.
Good times.
Idiot.
Carl, 16.
Yeah, I have a question for the vampiresses.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering how often you practice this, because I'm a watcher and...
What's a watcher?
Oh, yeah.
16-year-old who beats off all the time.
Porno.
You better watch that watcher.
Janine.
That kind of
Just
watcher.
get Janine.
Not that kind of watcher. I have...
Why?
Well, what I do is I study it, like... I kind of observe, like, the different arts, like Wiccan, and all that stuff.
You know, I don't know where we're getting off on this Wiccan thing.
So, well, my question is how often
you watch the fat chicks recycle and then what?
What is your question, Carl? I don't get it.
Yeah.
What's the question?
My question is, how often do you two practice your vampirism?
Gentry, go first.
Like, how often do you do this?
For me, when I was doing it, it was as often as I would be engaging in intimacy with my partner.
With one person you did it.
Yeah. You know,
How do you guys keep this safe?
I was monogamous.
One partner.
Yeah.
Dida?
For me.
Well, you know, I made them come show up with their AIDS-free cards.
And how do you-
Test, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was.
how do you protect yourself against HIV? Excuse me, hepatitis C and CMV and Epstein-Barr and all that good
usually that goes along with it. I mean, partners that I've had have been very mature. You know, I've had a couple of underage partners that I didn't know they were underage, and then I cut that off. But, I mean, to me, it's like I would engage in it as much as possible with one partner that I know, but that's not happening right now. And I'm very selective, not as I used to be, because it was, to me, it was just about how many I could have at one time. It's almost like, you know, a sex addiction. A sex addiction.
Hey,
Do
Carl?
you think it is a sex addiction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you think this is part of a sexual addiction?
I think it's part of an eroticism.
Wait, what?
Not an addiction.
All right, hold on. Sorry, Carl. What are you doing, Carl? You're 16. You're
Oh, this is just a
observer.
hobby.
What do you mean hobby? Where do you go for this?
Are you observing it from an intellectual level or from a sexual level?
Mainly intellectual, actually.
I see. Then yeah, just go for it and keep learning and
Hold on.
Go see the Aesthetic Meat Foundation.
Exactly.
I'm going to give them a plug, okay?
Hold
so
on.
they should appreciate that.
Yeah, calling all nerds. What's going on there, Carl?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got some serious nerd running in you, baby.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know
shocking.
if I'd agree with that.
No, you listen.
You aren't sitting at home watching porno. You're sitting at home, you know, doing
Well,
nothing. You're
that
actually
porno
going
could
out
be
and
on
watching
TV
live
right now.
people do things.
And
so
no,
it's good for you.
We're not hearing it.
well, my ex-girlfriend was a Wiccan, so I don't know.
Really? You had a girlfriend?
Must.
Yeah.
But you didn't have sex with her?
Well,
No.
I did
No.
everything except sex.
Yeah, right. Listen, I know the sound of a virgin.
I am one, you're right.
Shocking.
You
Shocking.
should be proud of it.
How do we know so much without actually meeting the people?
Because you're old.
I don't know what percentage of 6-year-old males who call this show are virgins, but it's way less than 50%. But I always know when a kid is a virgin. Always.
Kind of like gaydar.
Yes.
Okay.
You sound
Virgin dar.
Yeah, exactly.
everybody sounds
Adam, that's
like
such a
what
gift.
they are.
No, it's just like you guys seem like teenagers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Voices are like old.
All right, listen. This Carl over here is a 16-year-old Trekkie who's beating off to chicks who are biting on each other.
And so jaded that he's become a watcher instead of actually participating in the
Listen,
life. That's the only thing that I get nervous about is
he's
the
just
watching.
trying to give his he's trying to give his behavior a title, so it sounds respectable.
But it seems like he's trying to determine the behavior before he actually establishes a behavior to determine.
Let's try Sarah again here.
All right. Who is this, Sarah?
You'll remember her.
She the one I put
remember
on
Sarah.
hold?
Yes.
Okay.
For not answering your questions.
All right. Well, we'll try her again. Sarah?
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Toots?
You remember my question?
She's
No.
be careful. She's annoyed with the boyfriend.
Yeah, the boyfriend annoyed.
But
Yeah.
they have great sex. And so what I was
Right.
saying is that she resents the fact that she doesn't like the fact that she's able to achieve an arousal with him. It makes her feel vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more, sometimes, you know, you don't really have to like the guy and he still makes you feel really good. So what I have to say to you is there are lots of guys out there that'll make you feel good. So if he's annoying you, get rid of him.
But it's like it's so worth it.
Well, yeah, but
You know what? She's making a valid point because I had a sex
It's going to be worth
partner.
it every time.
No. No, and Dr. Drew is right because what was happening with me is I was having great sexual intimacy, okay?
And that pissed you
then,
off.
And then when we were in just after the sex and the normal living, I was becoming like her, annoyed with everything about my partner because I wasn't dealing with the true feelings of crossing boundaries and intimacy issues.
It pissed you off that he got you there.
Exactly.
Do you feel angry when he gets you there, though?
No, but later. Later you feel
Afterwards.
it. Afterwards.
Hey, Sarah?
Yeah.
Does he do anything? I'm going to rephrase this. I won't hang up on you, but
Okay.
it's just his presence that annoys you.
Actually, he's just so emotional for me.
What's he doing?
Well, because I live alone, and
You live alone?
yeah,
Right.
and he's like
that voice.
17. He'll be 18 pretty soon, and he comes over to my house.
Yeah.
all
She does
hours of
have.
the night.
Were you molested?
No,
What's that voice? Where's that voice coming from?
It's baby girl voice.
Yeah.
what's wrong with my voice?
That's always trouble, that baby girl
It's a
voice.
beautiful, sexy voice. Is what's wrong with it. And they're trying to figure out why.
No,
Wow, that was a crazy voice.
it's just
Does your dad beat on you?
no.
Where's my bourbon?
Why?
Why are you living alone?
Because I just didn't have any reason to stay at home. I mean,
why'd you
my
leave?
parents and I don't know, just wanted to be alone.
Yeah.
And I just don't like people around me all the time, like trying to conquer my life and tell me what to do all the time.
So you're very independent.
Right.
No.
Which
Very independent.
maybe
You guys should be publicists.
maybe that overly independent attitude and mixed with what Dr. Drew was saying
That's not an independent attitude. She's got
is making you isolate yourself from someone that could possibly love you, or it really
Yeah.
is he's just annoying,
She has
and you just need to let him, you know, get you
She's
off
shut-
the way you
she's
want him to
shut
get you
down.
off, and then move along.
Oppositional defiant.
Your parents put the screws to you when you're back at home?
What?
Do your parents, what do they do, attorneys?
No, they're bums. I mean, they don't do anything. Like, they never supported, like,
Neglect.
me in anything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And they didn't abuse me, like, physically, but they never...
They neglected you.
Right.
Well, so they weren't supporting you in anything you wanted to do, is what you just said. So
Like-
perhaps you're doing that to these boys. You're not supporting them in what they want to do because
Emotionally.
you
Yeah.
haven't had that support yourself. Either
All right.
that or he's just annoying.
Well,
All right, baby, that's enough.
needy.
That's enough. Look, you hate your dad, right?
No.
You love him very much?
Yeah.
Does he annoy you?
Sometimes. He's really sick. I don't know.
What's wrong with him?
He has cancer.
When did he?
I'm sorry.
When did he get this?
Like, 5 years ago, I think.
What kind of cancer?
So.
What kind of cancer? What kind of cancer?
Bone marrow?
Ooh, that's a horrible death.
Do you know what the name is?
No.
I'm sure it's very reassuring to her, Dida. Thank you. Well, what, do you know what the name of the tumor?
Well,
is?
no, it's going.
Thank you, Vampire Girl.
Going to a good place, though, right? All right, listen. There's something going on with Sarah
So
because
some bone marrow cancer can be indolent and last for decades. So
well, he's had it for 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
already.
like she loves them very much. They're great people, but they're bums. They don't pay attention to her, and she had to get out of the house.
Right.
I mean, look, honey, what is it? And listen, everybody. I know not everything's black and white. There's shades of gray, but don't make both arguments for yourself.
Right.
You know, first, it's I'm out of the house because I can't stand being there because it's oppressive, because my parents are bums and they put the pressure on me, and now it's like I love them very much. They're great people. It all depends on who's asking the question, how you're asking it. See, if you say, "Oh, you don't love your parents," "Oh, yes, I do. Oh, they're great people," you know. That's great. They're bums. They sit around the house all day and they screw with her. And listen, you show
But don't
me.
you talk bad about them. Only I can.
You show me an 18-year-old chick who's fled the house, I'll show you one that doesn't like what's going on at the house every goddamn time. Okay. Anyway, she got serious issues with Pops, and now she's got serious issues with her boyfriend. That's what's going on.
Dan, 17.
Well, hi.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah, I had a question for the vampiresses.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know if she, I guess, could be classified as a vampiress, but it's like when we're all over having a party and I would just want to bug her, you just go, like, nibble on her shoulder and she'll, like get all hyper sensual and...
Who is this? Uh-oh. And more...
Mr. Sulu.
More Nerd Patrol here going on. Dan, are you gay?
Yes, Adam, I'm the one that called and said that you're hot.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ooh, you're out of the doghouse and back in the captain's chair. When did you say I was hot?
When, I forgot her was trying to raise the gay army.
What happened? Did a Quaalude kick in about halfway into that set? Oh, when I... it's like a James Bond movie when they put the Mickey in the drink and he passes out. Listen, what's wrong with everyone? You have not enough energy to finish a goddamn sentence? What happened to you, Dan? When were you attracted to me, and why?
Well, first time I saw you was on a late night talk show.
Okay, enough. I'm bored.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gay, right?
Yes.
And you're biting the shoulder of a woman or a male?
Just a woman. We're just really good friends. We're just playing around.
So what do you want to know?
Just she's like, if you like bite her, she'll like get like really hyper sensual and.
All right. So she enjoys that.
All right. What's your question? You're stating something. What's your question?
Is that like vampiristic type?
Well, maybe she's getting hypersensitive because a gay guy's biting her shoulder, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah.
No, actually, no. She says that she does that for everything, even when...
Didn't we open the show by saying that some women really like this?
Yeah. She enjoys that, Dan.
All right, there you go.
Dan, you focus on what the fellas like, right?
Yeah.
So stop biting her shoulder, mister.
Start sucking on some arms.
Are you?
That's right.
What
Bite
do
a
you,
boy's shoulder.
Dan, what do you got? You got some homeschool going on or alternative school? What's going on?
Just really crappy public school.
For crappy, and you're going to graduate soon?
Next year, hopefully.
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 Is that early or something?
17 now.
Well, let's see. The school system's going. If there's a school left, I'll graduate.
I see.
All right. You going to go off to college somewhere with that happy thought?
Yeah, somewhere.
Or head to West Hollywood.
buddy.
There's plenty of jobs
Hey,
there.
take care of yourself.
OSU?
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about another question?
No. You could barely get your last goddamn one out. I'm tired of people calling the show like I've woke them in the middle of the night. What do he sound like? He had a Novocaine shot in his mouth or something?
Like he just had a new piercing through his tongue.
How about another question? How about when your first question sucks so badly that we can barely get through it? I'm a gay guy.
I'm in love with you.
I got some chick I'm not interested in, but sometimes I bite her shoulder and she likes it. What's that make her? Jesus Christ.
Makes her a fag hag.
Hey, Brian, absolutely. Brian, don't take any of that third-party nonsense. Go. Oh, wasn't Brian. Tara, don't take any of that third party. I got a friend. What's that make her BS calls? That's
Whatever.
Nonsense. That's nonsense. Some gay guy can barely finish a sentence. All right, let's take a little break here, Drew.
Yeah.
And people think I'm angry. I'm just right. There's a difference. I'm allowed to be angry. I'm right all the time. I'm right about everything, right? All right?
You've been wrong
not
3
right.
times here.
Yes, thank you. When have I been wrong?
You've been wrong a lot tonight.
All right, we'll talk about it in the break.
All right, after this. Hey, everybody. Loveline. I'm Adam. That is Dr. Drew. Forget about that phone number. Too late in the show to give it out. We're talking about vampires tonight. Gentry and Dida are both here. They're both vampiresses. And
Who's ever been harmed by this behavior?
Yes, I was.
On radio, you got to go, yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Gentry's feverishly shaking her head.
Yes.
I taught her that, by the way, Adam.
Ow!
yeah, what
He's
happened?
right.
What happened?
For me, what happened is it went from being a non-pathological sexual experience to pathology came into it. And what I mean by that is there were experiences in my life where there are either two ways of living. You either want to live or you want to die. And a lot of people that get involved in my opinion, in goth and vampirism, they start wanting to die. Perhaps they don't feel very good about themselves. Perhaps things are happening to them. They become attracted to death, to that dark
immortality.
To hurt. They become attracted to hurt.
Some will disagree, as I know they're out there listening, but
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
That's our opinion.
So you went
and for
into that.
me, it became dangerous when I wanted to hurt myself. And I found someone who would give me hematomas on my neck that were like 6 inches across, and people were very worried about me.
Would you get aroused about that with that?
Oh, it was this man, still to this day, had such power over me that he had gotten me to do anything. I mean, the bleeding and him biting me, because I just bled to him. He didn't cut me. It got to the point where, and healers, and I've gone to a lot of Wicca and a lot of this metaphysical and hoobity-joobity stuff.
How did you get hurt?
I got hurt because I had so much tissue chewed out of my body, in essence, that I had to have reconstructive surgery. That's what happened to me.
He was actually biting pieces of flesh
He was
out.
literally biting tissue of my breasts to the point where, like, the tissue had dissolved so much, almost as if I'd had children and nursed them. And
what happened? How's that happen, Drew? Was that Engineer Anderson that did that, by the way?
Yeah, really. I saw his teeth, and he might have been able to get a good grip on there.
Yeah.
But no, this was literally someone that I found, because the danger in doing any of these kinds of deviant sexual behaviors is that you will find people out there that want to hurt you, that want to kill you, that aren't in it to bring pleasure. They're in it to fulfill their own sick pathological mind.
Well, hold on. Let's be fair to them. That's pleasure for them.
That's right.
It's true.
All right, so there you go.
It's true, but
Touché.
the only problem is that for me, if I accidentally go into that line between I am a woman who's in control of my sexuality and I like to have you bite me on the neck to I'm being victimized. And then all of a sudden I'm at a deli in the middle of, Hollywood, and I've got this big hematoma, and just a random man comes up to me and says, I can take care of you. And what if I went with him and he turned out to be Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy?
Well, hold on.
That's the problem with this scene, and I think that's why Americans especially have such a problem with it, because there are crazy people out there.
Yes.
There are uneducated people out there, and...
I don't like to see victims get victimized.
No. You do not want to get victimized.
No, and I was victimized. I was victimized in a situation where there was a young man who was an active, bloodletter, vampire, biter, scratcher, cutter, and I was walking around the corner and he took his claws, and I know that he also is an HIV carrier. As I was coming down the stairway, took his claws and scratched down my neck and drew blood. And I just lost it. I mean, and I was very scared, and I went to the doctor the following week to see if I was okay. Just because I didn't know what was, if I was going to catch anything. But, I attacked him back, grabbed him, and said, don't you ever do that to me again, or anyone in a club without permission.
And the problem is in just normal straight clubs, you'd get like a pat on the tush, or maybe you'd get groped a little. Because, everywhere a girl goes, she's like exploited, basically. It's even though society is all feministic and whatnot, it's still happening.
Yeah, who doesn't do this? I'm interested.
You watch porno, you're...
Yeah.
That's technically exploiting women, even though those women
Well, let me ask
money.
this. Let me ask this. Who doesn't? I'm trying to think of, I like to approach everything from ethnicity, and religion. First off, not one Jew in the lot, I'm sure. No Jews do this.
That's not true.
A handful of Asians, maybe. Almost no blacks. Blacks don't get into this crap either. They're smart with their sex. You know what I mean? They don't even want to go down on a chick.
That's so not true.
There's black
White
vampires.
boy, what are you talking about, man? That is so not true, Adam.
Predominantly Jewish and black?
No.
Name one Jew who does this.
I'm not going to name anybody on the air. Are you insane?
You don't know any. You don't know any.
I do. I'm from an extremely affluent background where there is all different kinds of cultures and diversities going on with this. I think it has more to do with sex in the mind and an intellectual level versus minorities.
Everyone's exactly the same. Okay, except for some groups do a lot of stuff that other groups don't do in large groups.
And other groups do other things that other groups don't do in large groups. Come on, please.
Correct.
That's what I said.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
You just said what I said.
Exactly, and it's not a point. It's not a valid point because
here's my
you can
point.
be ethnocentric in any argument.
What don't you see in this? You don't see any Jews in there.
Wait, you do. There's a Jew right out there that's into it.
He is the head of the goth scene, right out there. That man out there is the man that every goth and vampire knows.
He is a Philly Jew, and that's quite a
Philadelphia Jew that every young goth girl wants, and they fling themselves to him. So, all those girls at Bar Sinister,
and he's a good daddy.
A Red Gen and the Red Gen drink, which is
what about Asian? You see any Asians? Any Asian guys over there?
There's Asians, there's blacks, there's Hispanic,
Laotian, Cambodian.
And honey, let me tell you, those la girls, those Hispanic, those little Latino vampire girls, they are hot and ready, and they want it. Ooh.
How about Eskimos?
They're hot because their dad nailed them when they were 11, repeatedly in the trailer. That's why they're hot. All right, what about Eskimos? You have any Eskimo, Samoan types?
I've never seen, actually, the Eskimo Samoan.
All right.
That's one thing, Adam, you got me.
One breed. All right, but there are Jewish guys that are in.
Oh yes.
Trying to. Wouldn't work. Listen,
Adam, not with living parents.
No, their parents got to be dead, right? Or they're trying to get them.
No,
there's something going on.
There's a lot of Jews in the vampire.
I can't believe you're going based on religion.
There's not a lot of Jews. No, not a lot of Jews.
Ace, real quick, 27. Ace? Hey.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, how you doing? I want to know how does one get into what you guys do?
Yeah, get on the internet.
Well,
and do
I think one of the first things that you want to do if you really want to investigate this is check out on the internet. But are you talking about? Are you looking to getting into blood sport? Or are you just looking into the culture of vampirism and gothicism?
I already know about the history of vampires. I'm talking about what you guys do.
Yeah, you want to go.
Well, it depends on what. Well, both of us like different things,
More,
but
if you guys can teach me, that would work too.
He wants to go to your clubs.
I think that where actually you might want to go to start.
He's in Indiana.
No. Oh, you want to go to Indiana? Go to Chicago.
Go to a therapist.
Go to Chicago and go to the Metro and go over to the House of Wax.
Do you have any kids?
Do I have any kids?
Yeah.
Wish.
Oh, good. You don't have any kids? All right. No girlfriend?
No.
No girlfriend. I'm divorced, dude.
No, nothing. All right. You drive a truck?
Do I drive a truck? No.
What do you do?
What do I do?
What do you do? Yes, what do you do? What do I do? What do I do?
Drive a truck,
Got
a girlfriend, got a girlfriend.
Not a kid. Don't have a kid? What's that?
Trading card dealer.
Trading card dealer?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I want to install trading cards.
Calling all nerds. Oh, my God.
Calling all nerds? What do you mean?
That is the nerdiest job in the world.
He's the guy from The Simpsons.
Wow. All right, Ace. Good time.
I wanted to let you know that you rock.
Thanks, buddy.
Me and my cousin Automatic, he listens to you all night.
Thank you, buddy.
Talk to you later, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Good times. All right. I got the Yaz with mutton chops, the Yastrzemski with mutton chops, 1973, standing in front of the Green Monster. Mint, $4,400. Oh, that's the guy's life. That's his life. Oh, yeah. All right, let's take a little break. We'll be back to wrap up after this. I want to thank Gentry and Dida for coming in here and shedding some light on this and withstanding our accusations, our barrage of accusations. And,
they were turning me on.
And because they were good sports, they can give a nice little plug to their band. So go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
First, it's really hard because she's so entertaining.
Six seconds.
When we
Go ahead.
start singing, and I stop because I get so entranced with her. I mean, she's
Better go to your plug. The satellite
The
took off.
name is OLA. We'll be playing Sunday nights at Tequila Mockingbirds, Tangiers across from the Derby.
Tomorrow night, Highland Grounds for a very minimal short set.
And you can also contact us at www.mp3.com/OLA.
And we have a single. Our first single is called Penny Dreadful, which is a very great vampiric gothic song, which features our great
that's the show.
Executive producer Kevin Char,
All right.
who's with us out here.
Beautiful. So, thank you. Until next time, I want to thank the girls. This is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Aren't you biting their wrists?